organic. Now, obviously, in WWE, you have people that are more scripted. And yeah, JR had big man in his ear a lot, but it was, of course, but it was to where you see how much more organic it was. Now, in this day and age, it's, it's just one thing I don't like about commentating. It's been going for a little while now. Why? That they're not always calling it by the moves. I'm like, when someone pulls off a good move, you don't always hear that. And it's like, you're talking about so much more. I think sometimes it's gotten a little better. But it's where it's like you're telling the story of the match, the psychology, you're telling what's going on with these two people, or more than two people in a ring sometimes, and what match it is. And it's like, you're there to tell a story. Yeah, you can turn, moments you can say, hey, later in the night we got so-and-so in the main event. Hey, I like that, blah, blah, blah. And, that's what makes it more better. And it's like you get to the point where if it don't feel real, then, or you're not being real and it don't feel real, and it's like, okay, I don't care about what you're saying. It's just,
And with, like, WCW commentary, they had Mike Tenay, Shivani, and Heenan. And they all had their own dynamic that worked. You had Tenay, that was mainly like one of the guys that will give all the background, whatever.
The professor.
The professor. Yeah, Shivani, that kind of just led it. And then you had Bobby, I have no other way to describe it besides being Bobby.
Yeah, that's the only way you can describe it. It's hard, I know they're all different commentators, but I think, especially, Bobby Eaton obviously came around earlier for commentating. Especially in that earlier generation, he was the best color commentator for one. And I say, in a different way, I think he's probably the best color commentator that I've ever heard. I mean, yeah, we have some other good ones that have been around, such as, like I said, the King, which is a great color commentator he had. I thought Taz was really great. I thought JBL had some good strong points, and there's, you got other guys that are still there, that are coming up, I should say. I think Samoa Joe is a pretty good color commentator.
I do think Joe is better than JBL.
Well, that's fine, yeah. It's just they have two different characters, but it's what makes them good in their own way as far as that is they have the experience of being in the ring. Not every commentator has that experience of being in the ring, and it's like, you had JBL and Taz, like, we'll talk about their days and like, hey, I've been in the ring with this guy, and it's so and forth, so on. But yeah, I think Joe does have different, but in some ways better qualities than JBL. But I think JBL had a very good heel aspect of being a color commentator.
So one that I hope becomes a commentator when they're done in the ring is Jericho.
Oh, yeah, dude, Jericho. And I think only, obviously, more in time, he's going to get him even better. And, I mean, for what he's been doing now in AEW, it's, so far, he's, and he's not one of those kind of, I like his style. It's like he compliments vocally, even with the baby faces, and it's like, is he, obviously your heel announcers, they don't always do that, or not traditionally speaking, but it's just the way, I think he has a good feature. Not, more he's around those guys now, JR and all them, the better he's going to get. And I think whenever his time comes where he's going to finally say, hey, I'm just going to be a commentator, and once in a while hop in the ring or whatnot, but I think he's going to be very, very good in that position.
Yeah, and when it comes to like him, he comes across like a non-perverted Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah,
which is it's just a good thing. I really like his banter with Shivani or Schiavone, and I mean, he legit started a feud with someone that was unknown just by calling him Pineapple Pete.
Yeah.
All because the dude was wearing a pineapple shirt. That's all.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was they had a decent match a while back.
And they're not that similar, but one of the similarities I've been kind of drawing lately with Jericho is more of a Ric Flair, like a Four Horsemen Ric Flair, where he is the leader of the group. he's doing majority of the matches, and you could tell he's trying to elevate the other guys.
Yeah.
But he's also like he acts like he's God's greatest gift, and he does it well to where you can both laugh at him and feel like he's an actual threat.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the lead commentators, other than JR, probably what we all known as the best lead commentator, and at least I say history. Can't disagree with that, and most won't. Is that they're the good lead commentators? At least one of them I know agree on, I believe, is Gorilla Monsoon. I thought he was really great at being lead commentator. Obviously, he had great co-commentary with Bobby, as most time, and the other guy I know. Well, actually, what do you think about Gorilla?
I don't know much of his stuff besides watching old pay-per-views on the network.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, it's weird for me hearing it because like the ones I listened to was ones he did with Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah. Oh, Jesse does. Yeah, he was. But yeah, he had better chemistry, obviously, with Bobby. The Jesse, I don't know. He was all right. I wasn't really too keen on Jesse's commentary.
And I'm not taking anything away from Gorilla, but I definitely favor more of the Shivani, Bobby the Brain dynamic, and the JR and Jerry the King dynamic. I preferred those two over Gorilla, and like you said, I probably just missed out on the ones because I can't remember what pay-per-views they were, but I watched all the pay-per-views and it was him and Jesse the Body Ventura. Actually,
I know you don't like me. McMahon. Oh, sorry, interrupt you there. I know you don't not.
I know one of the pay-per-views was the one that had Randy Savage versus Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say about McMahon?
Oh, sorry about that. Apologize for interrupting there. And I know you're not big on McMahon's commentary, but I thought McMahon was Vince McMahon was pretty good on that lead commentary. I thought he's pretty good. But
I know something he had to do, right? And the thing I don't like about it is his announcer voice. You can hear Vince McMahon talk, and he sounds like a very level guy. Mm-hmm. But when he was doing commentary, and it might be just his style, he seemed like he wanted to try and make it grand. Like he'd go, "Welcome to Raw," that kind of sound to it, and it didn't come across too well to me. But Bischoff kind of did something similar, but Bischoff, at least with his commentary, it seemed more like genuine. Kind of like this is how he's going to present himself. Which, regarding Bischoff, if it wasn't for Bischoff being the dick boss, we wouldn't have had Mr. McMahon.
I'm not going to totally disagree with that. It's he brought in that kind of a heelish attitude, Bischoff. Mm-hmm. And carried it. I think there's a ill influence there for McMahon to see, and as always, it brought out some kind of special for McMahon probably to see and so forth. I know they say, "Oh, he didn't pay any attention to WCW." He did a little bit, but I think that's part of he saw there was a good chance that for change and get involved with that. But I thought absolutely there's a little bit of influence I'm sure there, and it was good.
Yeah, well, the Bischoff portrayal and McMahon's portrayal were two very different portrayals.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Bischoff it was just, he had this character that you just wanted to see him get his ass kicked. Like, that's all you wanted from it. And didn't he, if I remember correctly, he did do a match with Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, I bet I do remember a little bit of that match. Yeah, I have to go back in the network to look at it again. But yeah, they did have a match. I forgot what it was. So,
I think that was when Ric Flair became. I'm pretty sure that's the same pay-per-view that Ric Flair became the president of WCW, like immediately after.
Yeah,
I think that was
correct.
The same one.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so too. Absolutely. And Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Ric Flair just nailed him in the balls a bunch of times.
Yeah, I think that's something. Yeah, that's a lot of people would remember. But yeah,
Well,
that was
I mainly remember because okay, so this is when I was really into it too. I think Ric Flair kept setting him up, if I remember correctly, and just kept low blowing him like one after the other. I'm like, man, that's
that
gotta
might
hurt.
be it.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
And that's the Ric Flair I remember, because like a lot of people know Ric Flair from like the early '90s WCW. I know the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair, where he low blowed like every match.
But that was also his days in the '80s. He was a bigger star in the '80s. I mean, that was more his prime. That's the best way of saying it. But he did. So he did the same thing. A lot of things in the '80s when he was even. I was more NWA back in the '80s, and he obviously switched over to WCW. But yeah, NWA he took control. I mean, he was a top dog out there, but he started doing those dirty tricks as well.
Yeah. So thinking of this, there is something that I've noticed that's kind of missing from the most recent wrestling. Is we haven't had a character like that Ric Flair and like Eddie Guerrero where they try to sneakily cheat. You don't really get that. You don't really get that much anymore. Where
I'm sorry that you're done with that.
Or like, because I remember Ric Flair backing into like he would like purposely get the referee to pull him back and make him look at the referee, and while he's looking at the referee, he would lift up his leg backwards and low blow the guy. Or you would have something like with Eddie Guerrero where he would smack the chair against the ground, toss the chair to the other guy, and lay down like he got whacked with the chair.
Yeah,
you don't really get that nowadays.
Well, it's as they say, there's only one and only Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, I haven't seen really anybody take that reign of. I mean, at least some influences of that. You see people here and there doing the Three Amigos and stuff like that, but you don't see the exact different things like that. But I think there's another guy we talked about recently who's more evolved to a not exactly like a Flair, but has big influences for the modern day as MJF of AEW.
Yeah, he's the only one I could see possibly doing that sneakily cheating thing.
Yeah, it's I think he did the other night. I saw. I know it's just one thing. It's not small, but he was after he got done attacking Moxley, he did this. I'm like, dude, that's not the way your characters. I know you get caught in a moment, maybe, but that's not the way your character should be. I'm like, you don't need to be doing that. It just didn't. I don't think it did really well with the character. I know it's just the one thing, but it just to where these moments right now he's in is really one of the best times he's going to be bringing his brand out, his persona, his gimmick. It's like put the best foot forward. I mean, he is. I mean, but there's certain things that I think that obviously he's learning and evolving. But I just felt like you gotta put your character in the right. The different things his character I think just could have changed on that one, but he's definitely got obviously influences of I believe as well as that you see him having that dirty player game, especially with that damn ring that he gets on his finger with that Diamond Dallas Page Hall of Fame ring.
No. It's the ring that they went for the tournament. The
Diamond
Challenge,
that's what it was. Yeah. That's what I mean. I should have said the Hall of Fame ring and given the Hall of Fame ring. So I guess I guess that was the wrong way. He has that ring from DDP from the tournament, and so that makes good for him. But he has definitely influences, or at least certain parts of his gimmick that represent that.
And what you're saying with the character, one of the things I noticed that they're doing with the character right now is they're trying to make it seem like MJF's desperate to get the title, and that he's going to try and cheat to win, and that he feels like it's his destiny, which I think kind of plays into him getting frustrated. One of the things I really liked that he did, it was a promo when he goes to go talk to his lawyer on the